Now?
right now.
Right, meow.
And there's going to be audio too, I swear.
Did you just say meow?
Yeah. Wait, am I some kind
Meow.
of feline? Bounce around all mimbly pimbly?
Yes.
Then I guess you got your answer.
I have called you a pussy before, so I mean, like, it's.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
Well, that's how we're going to start the show.
apparently. Hey, Justin, congrats on the new family member.
Hey. Yeah, congratulations.
Oh, I see. I now am understanding a comment that you made earlier, Jeff.
All right, then.
It,
All
it
right.
might become apparent later on.
It just might.
Yep.
She is less small. Yeah. New humans tend to be pretty small.
Even
So,
when they're pretty small.
You just wanted to make sure that titanium handle was a little more tumbled finish there by throwing it down in a bunch of rocks, or
throwing repeatedly into the rocks. Yeah.
I see. I think that knife is going to retain its value beautifully. It's you just like, man, took a picture. It's
I didn't even open the knife before putting it down. I threw it down so hard that the thing opened and fully locked.
So we're going to talk about the weak deep? No, just kidding.
I think this knife might have the opposite problem.
Or did you throw it up?
I bounced it off of one of the walls. That's probably why.
Bracket balled it down there, and yeah, for sure. Evening, Ben.
Ben,
Hey.
It does have a stonewash finish, so you'll never know.
For real.
All of the stonewashiness. It's got all of it on the blade, on the handle. They missed the screws, though. The screws in the backspacer. I mean, come on, you're like 75% there. You forgot one.
I like the backspacer being a different finish. Quite honestly.
Well. Yeah.
It reminds me of your 808.
Yeah, I actually don't mind it either. I'm just a smartass. The screws are a little shiny. Little like gems in the handle. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I'm sure we will. Let's see.
They are anodized a beautiful blue, though, I will say.
Yeah, they really are. The whole, honestly, the color set palette for this whole knife, really nicely done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not much of a surprise coming out of Wii. Every time they choose to do a colored knife, I can't think of one offhand that was like badly done. Maybe not my personal choice in terms of colors.
You should look back. Oh no, it's the choice of colors is what made some of them bad for sure. It's
you're not a fan of like the acid green and the purples that they had on the. Oh shoot! What were those things called now?
Have you met Dennis?
Well, yeah, that's hence the acid green and the purples.
Yeah, right up my alley for sure.
Yeah. Now, well, hey, they make so much boring shit these days. I'm sure you're happy with most of what they come out with.
Yeah, and I didn't mind this blue, and I don't mind the other variations of said knife as well. Black Frost, Dick Richards, thanks for joining us, guys. Cheers.
I guess we should talk about what we're carrying before we get too far into this thing, though.
Well, you know.
Probably a good idea.
I'll go. I bought something new for myself very recently, something I've been waiting for some time. I was finally able to bring it home. Little holdout. From Cold Steel. They remade these guys in S35. And yes, that is the 6-inch version behind it.
Your backdrop is a knife.
it's actually like slightly shorter than the knife is closed, but yeah, I
That's
had to
beautiful.
Scramble. I had a better photo somewhere, but I had to scramble because I really wanted that to be the photo.
That is a fantastic thing. Yeah, I can appreciate the fact that your knife backdrop is a knife. The same knife, mind you.
Yeah, the 6-inch is ridiculous. This is decidedly more pocketable. It's basically the cold steel version of the native.
Yeah, that's a good comparison for sure. It's too bad it wasn't XHP, but
Yeah, I really should have just gone for the XHP, but it was fully serrated. I felt weird about it, so yeah, I got enough cold steels in XHP. That's not true. I could always use more.
Stanson 357, what's going on, brother?
Hey, man.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I'm gonna at Cold Steel when I post this one.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting some use out of it. The blade is just so thin.
I think we've both or all, I think all kind of had an increase in S35 recently in the collections. All of a sudden,
yeah,
I went from like 1 to 5, I think, this year. I don't know. Silly. I don't keep track of these things.
You don't, do you?
It's weird. I have more S35 in my collection than I have S30.
Yeah, S30, that almost warrants a discussion in itself, but it's becoming harder and harder to find. At least in like the production knife. You can still find the stock for sure. Yeah.
That's it. That tickled me in the right way. Sorry. I keep looking at that photo.
Yep, it's stupid. I love it. What about you, Paul? What are you carrying?
This week I am carrying an Artisan Centauri by Ray Laconica.
It's a cool looking knife.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody was aware, but you can Spidey flick with your ring finger, and it's the worst thing ever. I just failed at it, but yeah.
Man, did you guys have like a group rock tumbling session at work today? Like, seriously.
I took this picture like a week ago.
I can't wait to see some fantastic snail trails on that titanium. Like, it's...
How do you think?
Even if I have to put them there, it's
he's clean so far.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I'll see you Wednesday.
Just come at me with your keys.
I got my key bar. I can use the little beard comb.
There you go.
Titanium beard comb. That's right.
Scratch you.
Titanium.
I'll return to the dragon all over that thing.
Oh, there's not a good thing about that sentence you just said.
No. It looks so clean right now. It's your favorite color, man. Come on.
It is a very clean finish on that Centauri.
You need to carry it until it gets all scratched and fucked up looking like my Savenza. Although it's kind of hard to get that on camera.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Take away from your Centauri by flashing up a Sabenza, I tell you.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, no.
Stealing the show. He's like,
no.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing about this knife, and I don't have pictures of it, but the lock bar, if you look along the edge of that cut there's actually colors where they anodize the titanium by cutting it with a laser or whatever, however they cut it.
I'm not sure if they're doing EDM or what the hell they're doing.
I'm pretty sure it was lightsaber.
Whatever it was, whatever it is, it left an anodization on that bar, and it makes me giggle.
That's their proprietary technique thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna get a good picture of that one day. But like significant variation in color too, not just all one color.
It's interesting how it'd be
different, right?
Yeah,
you'll get some of that on your the blade too. Get the finishes all over the place and get some zoom ins on that one.
Honestly, it's kind of nice to see some variation in availability for different kinds of stainless Damascus, just aside from Damasteel. nice that there's like 2-3 different options out there that aren't all stupid expensive.
Now, kind of word is that this is still BG10 Damascus. It's not
Yeah.
a core like your Tomahawk, but it's still.
Yeah, at least it's better than the 9CR based Damascus that I think Civivi's using.
Yeah, how dare Civivi use some, mid-range budget Damascus?
To be fair, BG10, I don't feel as much better, but
I've
already had the buff black spots out of it.
Wee.
Yeah.
See,
I wonder how theirs compares with the Kershaw Damascus versions of like the Chalet and the Leak and the Skyline, and I wonder how the Civivi Damascus stacks up to Kershaw Damascus.
Do you remember who was making the Kershaw Damascus? Was it? It was
First,
an American.
I have to like Damascus, and second, I have to like the Kershaw Damascus to do homework on them. So I don't know.
I would have preferred to get the knife in S35 if that would have been available, but I'm not sad about how pretty that knife is.
No, it looks gorgeous.
Not that you can see it at all of this while I'm holding it in front of the camera.
Yeah. What about you, Dennis? What are you rocking today?
Well, I'm rocking what used to be an M390 bug out.
In some people's minds, you've ruined that knife.
Oh, I've done so many things, as you'll notice on the back here as well, as we're checking out the not red and not red. So
go ahead.
Go, Paul.
I was gonna say it has become a Franken bug out for sure.
Oh yeah.
So thinking about it today, the only part of this knife that I originally purchased was the aluminum body and the body screws itself. Everything else on that knife came from me playing, the whole paperclip game and upgrading and swapperoonies, and everyone came out happy. That's the best part. I'm almost there, but I'm just throwing it out there that if anyone happens to have a mini bug out with the black barrel spacers, I can offer both red or blue to someone who wants to snazzy up their black mini bug out. I'm more than happy to trade for the black ones so I can complete this monstrosity and really make it mine. So, anyway.
It's only bug out standoffs that fit in that thing, right?
Well, and okay, so potentially the bailout there as well, but the bailout's all gray screws and not black screws.
I was thinking about
like a Fact or an Osborne or I don't believe so. No, I've looked at several other barrel spacers and it doesn't seem like they're the same thickness. They're different type of
I'd bling out a Fact.
So
that was an option.
And then I would also be concerned about where the blade stop is if there's a different size to them, because there is a lot of variation in Benchmade's barrel spacers.
Yeah,
a Griptilian's different than a Fact, and it's different than a bug out. It's different than a 940 that has
which is super weird. You would assume that they would standardize it just for ease of design and part manufacture, right? But
and I sent Joe the email for this one, and I hashtag, because not only do bitches love leaves and larches, they also love pumpkins. So bitches love pumpkins is the hashtag that I sent Joe with this one. They just love October. It's just pumpkin spice everywhere.
I was going to say, bitches love orange.
Yeah.
I almost put bitches love October because really it's kind of
it's the whole month, really. It's just a magical time.
And I'm bitches. Don't get me wrong. I am definitely the bitches. But I'm not the only one.
No, not by a mile. Fool.
So yeah, that's what I was carrying. I'm working on it. It's almost there.
Work in progress.
I'm into it. How it's just slowly coming together.
And like, really, you couldn't ask for more of a mean, like gray, black hardware, S90 thin edge. You're like, wow, Dennis really did find a way to make his bug out.
And I don't know, they don't have aluminum available through the customizer, do they?
I think they have titanium and they have G10.
Oh, they have tie.
Yeah. But I think it's flat tie scales. I don't think it's anything fancy.
Oh,
but
well, okay. What's the fucking point then? It's like you're gonna buy Flytanium scales that are flat because Flytanium hasn't made anything with any texture yet. Like, but that's kind of the worst option in my mind. But that's none of my business, so I'm just gonna. It's not like I own one of those knives or anything.
You get a Z-snap there, Jeff?
What's that? Came through big glitchy. No? Okay. Okay.
No.
BB, thanks for joining us again this week, man. Yeah, I would also have the questionable face, and this cheeks out it's clever. I like it. Yeah, especially with the nice round pumpkins in the background right now. It's just use some imagination.
Not that much. Not quite that much.
No, not even a little bit. Maybe a little.
Just a touch.
So yeah.
A sprinkling.
Wee knife mote, you say?
Yeah, there's a whole thing there.
On to other things other than the way that I make knives really boring and fantastic.
You just gotta buy them that way.
What's that?
So you just gotta buy them that way.
No, the other side needs to be tied too. Let's be honest here.
You know what? You're not wrong.
I know. That's why it's not. That's not why it's. Or that's why it's not worth buying. Is because it's not full TI. It's close. It's close. It's almost worth buying. But
see, now it's Dennis's turn to Z-snap at me.
I'll let BB do that for us in the comments. Can I get an amen? You know.
You can get a Wiimote.
No, I don't want a Wiimote. Have you seen the size of this thing?
Oh yeah, I have actually. Let me actually bring up that photo of it in hand. This thing is tiny.
It's mighty wee.
It's it is mighty wee, isn't it? I hate that Paul. Thank you.
And BB, just for the record, it was amen, plural, not just one man.
Ooh.
So yeah, small, nice cut on your finger.
Yeah, I found it came off today.
That's the hand model hand you go with. Like,
I'm not a lefty. Come on.
I refuse to use that side of my body.
Just out of spite, really. Yeah.
It's the right answer.
John Mississauga, thanks for joining us.
Hey, man.
Cheers.
That we should rename our channel the Amens, just because the way that they spelled it with Canada and such. Oh, it's clever. It's clever. I like it.
You only like it because it's absolutely horrible.
It's a little too jazzy, though. Like,
can we get rid of the S, just the amen?
Terrible.
So it's
hey, that's what you just want to do every time it happens.
Exactly.
Hey.
We would be forced to wear plaid like Joe is right now.
Oh no one can force me to wear plaid.
No, dude, this is such a comfy little sweater jacket thing. It's fantastic. I don't know what to tell you.
I have one just like it. It's black. It's almost identical to the one you're wearing right now.
Well, see, I've got one here. I could have worn that you would have liked. It's a lot darker, but
it's getting closer. It's getting closer to something I can work with here. Anyway,
that
knife is small.
It is quite weak.
It's a 2.6-inch blade. It's very, very, very small.
2.66. It's almost 2.7, man. It's like saying someone that's 4'11" is like 5 feet. Just give it to him. Just give it to him.
No.
Okay, I will say it.
4'11" ass down there.
2.05 ounces. How about that?
Yeah, that's okay. That's actually, like carbon fiber Osborne.
Yeah, it's actually like less than an ounce an inch if you care about that metric whatsoever, and especially in a knife that small.
Is there internal milling on this guy? Is that what's keeping it so light? Or is it just tiny?
I don't think so. A little bit, but not much.
I
don't like. I think lock bar cutouts and things like that. But I did watch his disassembly. I'd like to tell you it was a couple days ago, and I'm just like, did it have much? I don't think it did.
No, I think there was just a touch of milling. You can kind of see some of the side. I don't think I actually got a good photo on the inside here. I did get a picture of this cutaway in the back picture though. But
you did.
Oh, that's how you do that. Take notes, stylus. So I'm just saying. Like
You sure did.
No, this is not the worst looking knife overall, but it is small. We were talking about the detent earlier. Dennis was inferring it's a sloppy detent.
No.
She's pretty crunchy.
Yeah, crunchy. That's another photo. I think I got a picture of the lock up. No, I don't think I did. But anyway, the detent ball on this thing was very proud of the liner that it was set into. Like, one comment that Paul had was like he kind of wished this thing had a ramp for the ball bearing for the detent, and I really do agree with him on that. This, especially at the price point this knife is going at, it could have used the extra 30 seconds on the mill just to give it a little bit of an easier time.
I don't know if we does it on some of their higher end stuff, but if they're not, it's something they can do across their entire line and just elevate their knives from great to that much better.
Yeah.
It's such a simple thing, but it makes closing a knife so much nicer. Wah.
Yeah.
Dabbling on price point. She's a little up there.
Yeah.
Not cheap at all.
I mean, okay, so they did a lot to this knife, like with the tumbling and the two-tone finish. Like, it's not just blue, it's black with some blues and the tumblies.
How many Canuck bucks is it?
So, We Knife's website does not list an MSRP. So, I mean, just roughly going off of a reputable source in the States, we're looking at 169 American dollars. So 220 to 250 of the polar bear dollars.
I mean, that's an angst. And there's nicer materials than the handle of this one.
Yeah, you're still playing with S35 though, hey?
Yeah.
For both. Yeah.
Oh,
and they hate lefties just because everyone with a titanium handle nowadays hates lefties, and I just need to get over it. So.
Yeah, look at the milling on the inside of that screw. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They like to do that. Yeah. My Pleroma has that as well. Yes, this certainly does. Nice, tight circles.
Yeah. It's a nice little touch for sure. Adds some texture. I think I actually have a focus on the pivot here. Yeah. That's a good
Zaminator, thanks for joining us again this week, man. Cheers.
There we go. You guys should be seeing it now too. This is not a bad looking knife. Don't get me wrong. Like if I was much more into very small subcompact, no, not even sub, but this is a very compact little knife, I'd be all over this thing. It looks gorgeous. It flips reliably. I don't think that was a problem at any point. The one area I did have a problem though, we'll see. Yeah, it transitions from that photo to that photo. The clip. At the point of contact, it is weirdly pointy and thin and small and high up. It's a tall clip. It's really freaking weird.
Okay, I have a theory about this though. You see how that pocket clip is milled like into the handle?
Mm-hmm.
Now, because this is a smaller knife, now I'm not saying it's a watch pocket knife, something small. It's in that size range, maybe women's pockets that are extra small, whatever. Now, if I were to take this single screw out and to flip this clip 180 degrees and slide that back in, I have one hell of a window breaker waiting to happen poking out the backside of that knife. Let me tell you, it's how thin and pointy that is.
That's your theory, is it? Yeah.
Oh, Paul would use it as a toothpick. I'm telling you, it's you use every other part of your knife. So
that's yeah.
That is not thin enough.
Yeah.
And besides, the eggs is the perfect toothpick.
Oh yeah, especially when you like something spooks you and you jab the thing right into your gums. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Well, and I looked at it, and being a lefty, I looked at the clip, and I had that sudden realization that they were implying some self-defensive applications without actually implying them. And some of us caught on, and some of us didn't, right? So
hold on, don't attack. I gotta swap my pocket clip around here. Fuck, I dropped my bit kit. Help me look for my bit.
Oh no, it's pre-swapped for sure. You just rock it like that on a regular basis.
You were the worst.
I didn't try it in the pocket. But
I didn't try it in the pocket either, but it does look pretty crisp, like Pleroma crisp. Not the best milled clip, but far from the worst.
The question I have, though, is with it being narrow like that, but tall, I wonder if you can pinch it to, like, help maneuver it into your pocket.
So I did.
Where you kind of do one of those.
Yeah, I did put this into my my pants pocket, and normally what I would do was try and peel up from here.
Yep.
And it was not a comfortable thing to do. That because of how short that clip is, I think it's very stiff. So I didn't want to put too much force into it. But that being said, going in and out of the pocket just by itself, it was okay. It was kind of snaggy, but it wasn't like, it's not the same sort of problems you see as like with this Tucson where it's just freaking flat.
And it's one of those situations. Sorry, Paul, what were you saying? Oh, the Tucson? Yeah, it's the horrific. It's like the entire knife. I don't know why.
Try.
No.
Have you not noticed how like
look at that?
Oh my God.
Use my.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was a screw holding that square piece in from the backside. Like it's seriously.
Yeah, probably.
Oh.
Just too bad because
it's a hidden screw though. They put the
it's a flip. It's just a crappy titanium bridge. Yeah.
But what I was going to dabble on is, yes, you can pull it, like do the whole like pull up underneath your clip and put it on type of idea. But I hate the fact that that's the compensation that you have to do, right?
It's not even comfortable, if possible, to do on this clip. No.
Yeah, but even if it was a particular different knife that does have that, but you got to lift up on to get it up and over your like, yeah, there is some clips out there that. Yeah. Yes, that's what you have to do, but at the end of the day, it still kind of sucks that you can't just like slide it in and out of your pocket type of.
Honestly, I find myself. Oh, sorry, Paul.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I find myself doing it on harsh textures. Like I might end up doing it on this G10, where I lift it as it comes up anyway, just to prevent my pants from getting torn to shit. But I get your point. It shouldn't be a requirement for the user.
Yeah.
Sorry, Paul.
The only thing I was going to point out is that I'm finding that milled clips, when they're wider and like fat in width like this, it actually helps them slide into the pocket that much easier.
I can see that.
There's a lot of space for it to
more comfortable in hand too. I would imagine. Like, yeah, and that's the other problem I have with this clip. Yes, it's a very small knife. I actually have a comparison picture here. It's actually like.
Can we get a dragonfly comparison?
No.
Oh, what the holy hell, man!
Next time.
I know I didn't have time to do it either, but yeah.
So
he does have a comparison at least.
That much smaller than this guy, so you can still get a pretty decent 3-finger grip on the Mote. And that pocket clip is kind of sharp. Like, not to the point where it would kill me carrying that knife. Like, that wouldn't be the make or break point, but definitely something I would consider. Not that the Mote's really the type of knife that's going to be, hard used. That's just not a thing for this knife. But
no, but it does
Probably
make
not.
good use of its like blade length with that continuous belly from start to finish.
Yeah,
I like the blade shape. And I think other people in the community dabbled on it on other YouTube videos, but everyone was expecting this knife to be slightly larger than it actually was. They were expecting it to be like, even your rustic gent is like, yeah, that like at least about that size, a little fatter because whatever type of thing, right? So
yeah,
that was the general consensus on this one. Was just,
Wish it was a bit bigger.
EDC type of thing. I think most guys go for the over 3-inch or 3.2, 3.5 as far as
I think and Shabazz is definitely one of those reviewers who is
his eyebrows weren't that funny, Paul.
Yeah, definitely one of the reviewers who's extolling the virtues of a 3-inch exactly or under 3-inch blade length. I get it. There's certain laws that are gonna remove things from consideration for sure. I don't know that it's necessarily like that big of a deal that this thing is this small. It's just, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it being quite this small. But you do carry the Dragonfly. That knife is completely different ergonomically, though.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, and because of the forward finger choil and like being able to choke up like you should be able to, and whatever type of thing, right? So it's a different beast whatsoever, especially as soon as you're working with flippers. And I'm not necessarily a flipper guy, and maybe one of the reasons is because it does force you back. Like there's no finger choil on a flipper unless it's like a big obvious cutout on the front, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, type of thing, right? So and the pillars bordering the working and not working aspect of
if you had much larger hands than me, this is not going to be a great option just for slicing with a lot of your yeah.
You don't need fingers. Not all
I mean,
if you get an 8 out of 10, you're golden.
8 out of 10, yeah. I wonder, can you think of too many flippers that have like choils like this? So like you would presumably have a flipper tab here, but you have a full choil above it, like an actual, honest to God, full thickness choil. I don't know if I've ever seen one. Well,
but top of my head, but I mean, yeah,
basically
like
just
the SK23, the Smock, the custom version of it, maybe. Things like that. Yeah, some of those silly Bestecs with the cleavery blade and the Bowie blades and the blah blah blah. It wouldn't surprise me if some of those have actual choils as well. I don't know off the top of my head because I'm not a flipper guy. So let me tell you about the 804. It's a sweet knife.
And there's no goddamn choil on that thing.
Nope.
Which is probably for the best.
Have we dabbled on the finish and how absolutely gorgeous the blue, black, like stone-washed, layered.
So I've been saving this one up because I thought it was quite funny when I saw the 3 variations, because I was like instantly thinking about like the grape juice from Leatherman and the orange juice and how clever it is. And it was the black one. So I was like, oh, it's blackberry, blueberry, and bronzeberry, apparently is. So
bronzeberry. I hate that. I hate that so much.
And as soon as it came into my brain, I had a chuckle. I was like, well, I got to say that on camera. That's hilarious.
Gooseberries exist. They're yellow.
No, it's not named Goose, though. That doesn't fit the matching scheme at all.
I choose not to think about it that hard. I have to say this is probably this is the nicest looking version of this knife.
Says you. I don't know.
Nah.
I like the blue.
If you like color, if you're a rational human being who enjoys a splash of color, then but hey,
I don't mind the bronzy. I'm all about the bronzeberry, man. I'm goosing it up over here.
Yeah, there it is. But if it figures you would like the more subdued shades, I'm not even going to call them colors at this point, but yeah.
Maybe we can do a pocket clip swap. Put your blue in the bronze, you know. If you did that on the black one, it might be okay. But I'm just going to start to Frankenstein a Mote before I even own one.
That sounds like the right thing to do with your time, yeah.
It sounds like you want to buy one.
No. It won't replace the Dragonfly, especially when I get a Dragonfly in K390, because that's coming. A couple more months, and we'll be talking about a K390 Dragonfly. So, with G10 handles, of course. I'm not buying into that blue bullshit, but yeah.
Well, I gotta say, I think if you're looking for a smaller knife, and if you don't necessarily care whether it's a flipper or not, there are better options overall. I mean, it's pretty. It's really pretty. Usual caveat of if you love the design, you may as well get it, because yeah, it's a pretty cool looking knife.
Oh, can I bitch about it running dry out of the box? What the hell, Wii knives? Seriously. Like
squeaky. Little
squeaky. Dust fluttered out of it the first time you tried to open that damn thing. Like, seriously.
That's
not
funny.
that bad. It was actually clean, but that's how dry it was. It was the Sahara in there. Like, seriously. Throw a little something in there for the action, especially on a knife this light and small. Like, you want to wow someone out of the box for a first impressions, and the knife opens up halfway because it's just dry as shit type of thing. Like, come on. Amen.
Little unfortunate.
There's more than a little bit that just happened. But anyway.
Yeah.
I do like the lanyard area. They do the same thing on the Artisan.
And the backspacer, too, actually, because we didn't really talk about it. We started to talk about it, but yeah.
Backspacer's gorgeous.
Yeah. It's becoming a very common way of dealing with lanyard people, and I really like it. I think this is a great way to do it.
Dealing with lanyard people. Am I lanyard people?
You are a little bit. I will say that,
like, if it was like left and right leaning, you're a little bit on the right leaning side. I gotta be telling you here. Like, it's nothing like Matt. Matt is like, he voted Bush in the 90s type of rate. But yeah. I think me and Joe are adamantly left. I think I'm not as left as Joe is on this one. But
I will make an exception for certain situations, certain knives. Knives that are normally a 3-finger grip. That's the big one.
Neck knives. Small neck knives. That's the one you get.
And specifically small folders that are difficult to hold on to, i.e. badly designed in their handles. And of course, yes, for accessibility, as you're playing with there, being able to get this thing in and out of the slip, it definitely makes sense to have a lanyard on something like this. Yeah. But generally speaking, the knife handle should be designed well enough that you don't need a lanyard in order to be secure in holding your knife. That's just silly.
Take that thing into your hand like a real person. Come on.
All I'm saying is, if I owned this knife, I'd probably do this to it.
Yeah.
Because of the size of it.
I could see it happening on this knife. Yeah. But visually, it doesn't bother me at all. That hole's large enough. You get a Q-tip in there to clean it if you really wanted to get like muck out or something without disassembling it. It's and it honestly, clean it, gently swab it, get it right in there. Try and get all the stuff out.
Swab it
gently. That's the important part. That's a polished backspacer, man. Like they, yeah, they actually.
I prefer vigorously swabbing. I think.
Well, gentle insertion, but then vigorous swabbing once you're in there.
Oh no! Half the Q-tip is gone before I even enter.
What did I do? What rabbit hole did I open?
Oh Christ! Oh man, that was close.
It's very
Almost,
close, very close.
almost. Yeah. So they left the milling marks on the backspacer, which is fine. I think it looks decent.
Well, you're just gonna hide it with a lanyard anyway, right? So.
Oh no! Not even the interior. Like the exterior had it too.
Okay.
It's a little bit more visible in this photo, so it'll take a couple seconds to come in for you guys. But you can see the verticals. Yeah, milling. I'm pretty sure that those are milling marks.
Looks like it.
Anyway, they're artifacts from however it was made, whether it was like wire EDM cut or whether it was chatter from the end mill. I do not think it harms the look of the knife at all, especially since they anodized it after polishing it, so it really does pop in comparison to the rest of the knife. You did mention the screws earlier.
And even this is in the light, very zoomed in. When you look at this knife, you don't notice anything like that. Yeah.
No. Like even just a more, like a lot of that texture doesn't read the same well.
Yeah, she's pretty shiny.
Yeah.
I joked about it being tumbled and not, but I like it this way too, for sure. I think that's the way it should be. Overall, I don't know. I don't know. It needed to be bigger. It really did.
Here's another comparison shot against the Sebenza.
3 inch.
Now
3 1/4.
That is the large Sebenza by comparison, so it kind of dwarfs this thing. But like, it really is a small knife. I agree. It needs to be a bigger knife.
BB, thanks for joining us again this week. It's always fun to have you, man.
Cheers.
Hopefully we'll see you again next Sunday.
Yeah. Have a good night, brother.
Hey. So I think that about sums it up on this guy.
It's fancy. It needs to be just a touch bigger.
How many knives this year have we said either needed to be larger or smaller? Like, how many knives were actually the right size?
The dimensions were off. There was several this year that for some reason, that's just been the consistent thing as of late. I
still like them. Like, I find the proportions a little bit off on this one. I think I would have preferred the smaller size in the Centauri. I'm not 100% sure. Yes, and I agree with that in the Centauri for sure. I'm not 100% sure who this knife is trying to market to. Like, is it watch pocket? Is it office carry? Is it? I mean, women watch pocket, small purse carry. Like, I did watch the review on Frankie and Bird, and Frankie did say that she bought it for her. She likes small knives, kind of dragonfly-esque type of thing, right? But I don't know if I can, like, I'm thinking about my girlfriend or whatever, and like even Megan or whatever, someone who would carry a knife in a female environment. And I don't know if the Mote is necessarily the option that would be like, yeah, I want one of those. I want to pay decent money for one of those. Like,
well, and it's funny, like, you know Megan, artistically inclined. I showed her this and she's like, oh yeah, it's kind of pretty. But like, she loves that knife, the one that's right below it. She loves this. Like, obviously it's crazy pretty looking, but I showed her some of the more basic ones and she's like, no, I'd rather carry one of those than the Mote. Because I was trying to feel it out, like, do you really like this thing? Like, see if Paul could maybe re-anodize it purple for her kind of thing, but no, it's not even remotely interested. Like, all right, well. For me, kind of the kicker on top of all the other small problems we've listed is that it's not a particularly good flipper. Like, I don't know whether it's a combination of a too harsh of a detent and a small size, or whether it was running dry out of the box, or any other combination of things, but out of the two that I handled, neither one of them had like a superb flipping action. Like, it's weird because every other Wii that I've handled, every other Civivi that I've handled that has flipper tabs has been like, yeah, that is a really nice flipper design. It's a great action. This didn't do it, and I'm not entirely sure why.
I think we and Civivi both, they do a really good job of like making everything, all of their flippers kind of coming in perfect, and it doesn't matter where you grab it, it's going to fire no matter how you touch it. And this one fires really well if you hold it just so. If you've got the exact right grip on it and you flick that flipper,
and you're press buttoning it instead of light switching it, and then yeah, for sure. But and I think that's a big part of it. Yeah.
But like you say, Joe, most of their stuff, it doesn't matter how you open it. You can do really dumb shit like try to wave something off your pocket that shouldn't be waved off a pocket, and it'll work.
And that's why Paul doesn't have a cat anymore.
Oof.
But I got soup.
Yes.
Don't like that.
Don't waste.
Yeah. Little hoisin sauce goes a long way. So.
Mr. Fisk may not have wished me a good evening, but Mr. Fisk, have a good day.
Have a good day. Paul just leaves the chat. Know when I'm not wanted. See you later.
I said good day.
I said good day.
Anyway. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
Mediocre.
Oh, yes. Yeah. The last thing I wanted to dabble on before we even give this our ridiculous ratings. This is designed by Ostop Hell. And I don't know if you guys know some of the other designs that he has, but I started to go through some of the catalog. I know you know one because you're silly.
Yeah.
I know of more than a few. Yeah.
But yeah, it seems more and more that all of a sudden some of his designs are like, I don't hate that. I hate the dimensions of that, but I don't hate that knife. Like it's. Yeah. So, but the other ones, the Best Tech Ivy and Tulip, and the Ivy is the like hawkbilly looking scepter looking thing, and the Ivy is that cute little either button lock or frame lock or slip joint that you can get. That's the little Kiradashi looking one. Yeah. So, he's starting to be someone that I'm like, I might pay a little more attention when he actually starts to come out with another design because
he's got I'm just interrupting everyone. Sorry, Paul.
No. I thought you froze there.
Oh, no.
No, he's just been glitchy in real life. So
really should go see a doctor about that. Jesus.
Get those bolts tightened, Joe.
I will say that he had a couple of long, skinny guys made, I think, through Wii as well. I don't know what happened to those, and I can't remember the names. Someone DM'd me pictures of them a while ago. I'm going to have to go back and look them up.
Yeah, the Wii knife was a weird one. He did also do the Metamorph for Real Steel, which is the long skitty, and then the G-Slip, which is like a slip-jointed Metamorph for Real Steel as well. Surprisingly, yeah. So
yeah, surprising.
He also designed the Quark.
No, we don't need to talk about that monstrosity.
We sure don't.
How much is it? Is it worth more than the Mote? Is we just like
$93?
Oh,
American.
That's actually almost reasonable.
$7,390 and titanium.
No. There's nothing about that knife that's reasonable.
And with a design that small, you're gonna be overpaying. I mean, you gotta pay for the machine time and the effort that goes into making it. But you're never gonna get a good deal. You're never gonna get a good bang for your buck on something that small.
I have to commemorate this moment because I think for the first time ever, Fisk actually called me his friend. We've had a rocky relationship too. Don't get me wrong.
At least you're not dead.
Yeah. Cheers, Fred. Cheers, Fred.
I'm gonna pour one out for me.
I just saw that. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to give final ratings on this son of a bitch, or do you anything else we got to complain or congratulate this knife on?
I'm going to give it 3/4 of a flock of geese, just because that's been a theme this evening. So it's not a full flock of geese, just because it's smaller than I thought it was going to be. So it's not a full flock. So
is that like a check mark of geese, but not the full?
It is. It is a check mark, yeah, but like long on the tail side of things for sure. Yeah, like some of those geese are lost. They should be over on the other side.
It's gonna say someone's not doing their job.
Yeah, diminishing returns here, guys. Come on.
They're coasting. They're coasting hard. That kind of feels like the vibe of this knife. It's kind of coasting. It's
Jesus. That's kind of brutal, but yeah.
You got an opinion there, Giuseppe?
Say 2 live squirrels and a whole pumpkin in a burlap sack. That's what this is about. Yeah.
Are the squirrels in? Are the squirrels in the pumpkin in the burlap sack?
Yes. Yeah, we got it. We got an inception. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. One of them.
These are going to be some very confused squirrels. I'm just.
One of them has little openings, like a little jack-o'-lantern face carved into it. The other one's just bare.
It's 2 pumpkins. They're
pumpkins,
not sharing a pumpkin.
No, they get their own.
They're just holding on to each other for dear life.
Just slamming around inside of the pumpkin.
Sad squeaking. Oh no. Well,
sad squeaking.
A memoir. Sorry, Paul.
You killed Paul. You should have waited until he was trying to have a drink or something there.
Oh, that was perfect.
Yeah, this knife is just too damn small. I do like the design. I wish the execution on the flipping action was better. And that clip is pointy as hell. Yeah.
Oh, you had me at pumpkins. It's fine.
Oh, that was enough justification. Oh, right.
Oh, you didn't have to say more, Paul? What do you got? Yeah. Pumpkin spice.
I'm going to give this 7 honey dip Timbits out of 10.
Oh, wow.
Out of
Okay.
10. Why are you buying 10 Timbits? Like, are you buying them as singles? You can buy a dozen, dude. Like, it's... and then they only gave you 7. That's bullshit.
I like to pay extra.
For less.
He bought 10 from 10 separate Tim Hortons and then ate 3 of them, and the remainder is the score.
Have you had a honey dipped Timbit? They're delicious.
Probably. I must have. I don't know what all the flavors are.
They're the yellow ones. They're the best kind.
There's a couple different yellow ones, aren't there?
They're the ones that taste like nothing, right? It's those ones.
They're the doughy ones with the sugar on the outside.
Like the glazed sugar ones? Yeah, I've had those ones. They're good. Okay. Yeah,
but not the cakey
good.
ones.
Not the cakey. Hey, don't you mess with my sour cream glazed. I'm just saying.
Also delicious.
Yeah.
But maple dip.
Canadian intensifies my fist.
Give me some maple dip Timbits, motherfuckers. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know, man.
You just called them donut holes because you're normal people, Fisk. Come on. Like...
Schrodinger squirrels. That's awesome. I just saw that. Thank you, Fisk. Fuck.
Is that a comment about us? Is that...
I just want to say,
do we have a new dude?
What's that, Paul?
Ben appreciates my measurement because it reads very Canadian. It's very easy for us up here to understand exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
And it gets a 7 for its finish.
I'm confused. You're just overspending on Timbits. It's ridiculous.
That's probably part of it, but everyone's overspending.
Look, I bought a box of 50. I had 10 left, and then I had 7.
3 fell on the ground, and that's how I scored this knife.
50 Timbits
fall on the ground.
50 Timbits? What do you need 10 Timbits for? I'm not giving you 7 Timbits.
I don't think that number's on the Timbits menu either. Did you buy those singly too?
No. If you buy 50 Timbits, they just start stuffing Timbits in a box till it's full.
Every 1 in 5 goes in your mouth from the sounds of things. Like, seriously.
The only way they all fit, the rest of them fit in the
1
box.
1 in 5.
Yeah. All right. So that's probably enough about the Mote.
That's enough about Timbits.
Trying to get over that.
You can fit an equal amount of Timbits as you can the Mote in your pocket. Okay, like it's the ratio is 1 to 1.
Dude, if I reach into my pocket and I find a Timbit there one day, I'm just gonna blame you immediately. It doesn't matter what the context is otherwise.
I need to figure out a way to stuff Timbits in your pockets.
Oh, I'm going to booby trap his pockets for sure. Yes.
I'll be
and not with like, it's gonna be like the grossest one. Like it's
You're gonna find
some sort of like chocolatey, custardy something. Go hard in the paint. Yeah. If they made Boston cream Timbits, I mean, there's a game changer there.
Did they make jelly?
It's full of weird yellow jizz.
Fisk. Okay, guys, what the fuck is a Timbit? Like, it's.
I would tell them, but I don't exist.
There's Tim Hortons coffee. We're stupid and Canadian. It's a donut hole. It literally is a donut hole.
Yeah, that's all it is. If you talk to a Tim Hortons representative, they'll just tell you it's like we're legally not allowed to call them donut holes because that would be misleading. What? No,
because
a donut never touched that hole. Okay.
I think that's exactly what that is. They didn't actually make them at the same time. That they're not the center pulled out.
I like my phrasing better. I'm just saying.
I don't. Hey, jelly-filled Timbits? Fuck yeah.
So we had another knife to review.
Yeah, let's bust that shit out.
Or two.
Yeah, well, you never know.
What kind of shenanigans are we got going on or two?
Well, you know.
We got more than one color, so we took pictures of both.
I see.
And by I mean, I was like, hey, Joe, take all these things and go outside. Don't get robbed.
So the colors this time around were blackberry and no berry. Apparently, it's
no berry for you.
Blueberry?
Oh.
Come back 1 year. We'll have blueberry. Probably will take about a year to get the blueberry one. But anyway.
Looking forward to seeing this in blue. But yeah, it's a titanium penguin with 154 cm, like we talked about. It's still a pretty cool knife, I think.
All right, yeah. So we dabbled on this when we looked at some new QSP stuff that came down the pipe not too long ago. We probably got unsubscribed by Fisk because we were just looking at QSP and not good knives. But and I say good knives. I own one, by the way, for $50. You should own a penguin. Go beat the crap out of it. It's awesome. So, but we have dabbled on this knife when it came up. Looked on the website, checking it out. It's really good. So there is a hashtag on Instagram called like Penguin Takeover or something, and it started as some sort of cartoony hashtag, but knife people have taken it over. And if you look over up the hashtag Penguin Takeover, it went from Disney movies to knife guys, and everything is just the Penguin Takeover.
That's hilarious.
March of the Penguins.
And I'm on board. I threw a couple of them up there because I thought that was funny as shit. But whenever I posted my penguin. So we're not going to do a full review, Fisk. We're just going to dabble on the fact that we actually got to play with it. We're going to give a second opinion because we kind of had the first opinion looky-loo on the website. So did it live up to our expectations? And go.
Yes. In a word, yes.
In 3 words, yes, it did. Yeah, exactly.
What was that, Paul?
He said yes, it did. Yeah.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. I mean, you know what? This is probably the most relevant photo I could bring up right now. It's a very important comparison shot, and I think you're really going to have to consider the ramifications of this particular comparison before you go out and buy it.
Is it a dragonfly? Oh.
No.
No, it's not. It's literally the exact same as the original.
It's one penguin long.
We thought Fisk would appreciate the size comparison, given that you just called us out on our size comparison is a penguin.
Yeah. Sorry,
it's exactly one penguin long.
I couldn't help it.
Can we talk about the Illuminati symbol and the pivot?
Yeah, let's talk about the Illuminati symbol and the pivot because that's a little bit.
What Mr. Peanut does with his knives in the background is none of your business, okay?
Is it a Triforce? Is it a Zelda thing?
No, so Triforce is literally 3 triangles, point on point on point. This is just 1 triangle inside of a circle. I think this is just...
Nerd. You're such a nerd.
Dude,
anyway.
Fuck yeah. There's only Anyway, no, I'm not going to talk about Zelda games on stream. We'll be here all night.
Yeah, don't. You're not allowed. There's rules.
Yeah,
You're not allowed.
No, that's a good rule to have.
I'm allowed to have unwritten rules that you break. I'm allowed to bullshit. Someone's got to do it around here. Come on.
That's fair. So there are a couple of meaningful differences on this thing. One of them, being the pivot, the fact that it's a frame lock instead of a liner. I still don't know what to make of that pivot. I do think it's a bit of a shame.
I'll be back in 2 seconds, boys.
For sure.
Running away.
We're probably going to come back to this because Dennis, but I was just going to say they got rid of the option of a lefty-friendly clip, which is a bit of a bummer. It's also no longer a pretty deep carry. So here's a side-by-side for the Penguin and the Penguin. It's not that shallow of a carry, but it is a noticeable difference. So if you're the type of person who likes the whole knife to disappear into the pocket, the original is going to be a bit better for you. But I gotta say, I really like the look of that weave on the micarta there.
Yeah. The micarta is really good at that shot.
Shit, that actually looks quite nice. Oh no, doesn't look that good when you zoom it right in though. Which was this? Yeah. This is the 2 titanium versions just showing off. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we could talk about that pivot a little bit more if you wanted. I don't have any information about why.
I hope they're interchangeable. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh,
because I would totally swap it to my cheap Penguin.
Well, okay. So here's the thing: the diameters look pretty similar. I haven't taken calipers to them to be sure, but they're pretty damn close. But this is what the pivots look like on the reverse. So you have a more flush screw on one side, and then you've got the tapered screw on the original. So I don't know. I don't know if they're directly interchangeable, just in terms of the chamfering and the counter.
Maybe the threading is the same, but I can swap them and only use the pivot for one.
Yeah,
I'll mess around and see what happens. The worst that can happen is that it won't work.
Do you think you're gonna buy a titanium?
I'm probably gonna buy a titanium and gift the micarta one away.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah. I guess so. Shit, you feel pretty good about that tie. You like the way the tie ended out. All right.
So I missed part of that. I got caught up in a crazy chat, and I heard you guys talking about TI and micartas and the pivots, and got thrown off the train of the pivot. I like the fact that it's actually ceramic ball bearing. The action on it straight out of the box was actually pretty damn sweet compared to the copper washers. Although when you do actually clean up the copper and polish it, the action is actually surprisingly good for not being bronze, right? So
I don't think I actually have mine here. That's a shame. It might be in the other room, but even without polishing the washers, it ends up with a pretty snappy action. But you're right, out of box, the titanium, both of them were very, very snappy.
Mm-hmm. And even QSP hates lefties now. That's cool. That's cool.
You'll notice they lubed their pivot though.
Oh yeah, they sure did.
Look at it juicing out there. It's good. It's good.
It's the
penguin juice is leaking out of.
I don't like that at all.
Oh no, the penguin juice.
Well, PETA hasn't come after us for a while, so
got to keep up appearances.
Not me. It's QSP. Go after them.
We're just talking about it.
Yeah, no doubt. Shoot the messenger. Jesus Christ.
Look,
what if the messenger was a penguin? Then you're a penguin killer. Now what?
If juicing a penguin gave you the best knife lube, would you use it?
Oh, yeah, baby. You got to go down to the Antarctic, though. That's where the big ones are. None of the South African penguin. That's not going to cut it.
I'm going to start a lube company.
It's like, don't they migrate between these two locations?
I'm sure some of them do. But the emperor penguins are the great big huge ones. And then I don't know what the little tiny gray little sons of bitches are called. But yeah.
Kind of sounds like a punk band. Leaking penguin juice.
No. Maybe a punk song, but not.
Yeah,
not
that's fair.
I was gonna say song or album for sure.
Yeah, I'll give you. Fair.
Yeah. So we had said when you were gone, the micarta looks nice in this crosscut photo, or
really
crosscut site. Yeah. They changed the pocket clip substantially. It's no longer a super deep carry. It's only a relatively deep carry.
Ambidextrous.
Yep.
Deep carry.
That's They did. They did.
I rest my case.
Yeah, they kind of fucked you on that one.
I didn't have much case.
Trash.
I need a hug. For being lefty, not because you're color. Why? Why'd they make me like this?
Yep.
I think it was for attention. I think that's why.
That's 100%.
What you do to trash.
They did keep the thumb studs on both sides, though, so it's not like a complete fuck you lefties. It's just fuck you a little bit.
Carry it backwards.
I don't have to pay $25 more for Sabenza. You know.
What if you just carry it tip up, leaning out in your pocket, like dangerous style, and then when you go into your pocket, you do like a weird like reverse grip?
I bet you the D10's weak enough, you could probably just centrifugally open that up and around, and you're in business, right? Like it's
Just pull it out like a cram it and then shake it open.
Do the old arm snappy thing that you see the Buck 110 boys do back in the day.
There you go.
Yep. I forgot.
Oh, where is my emotional support clown?
Oh, of course, that's exactly what you would have.
You keep your fingers away from that clown.
Your toes too. I hear they're into that kind of thing.
Just all of you. Keep it away.
So I'm going to dabble on it. I don't want this knife. And there's weird reasons on why I don't want this knife.
Weird reason number one being...
Oh, there's only one weird reason. Like,
okay.
I don't need more than one weird reason. It's, So buying this knife as a hell of a banger for $50 and beating the crap out of it. Yeah. And by the way, evening, Nigel. Thanks. Glad you could join us, man. Buying it for 50 polar bear dollars, 30 Canadian American dollars, like dirt cheap. Eat the crap out of it. Good action, good thumb stud, good geometry for beating up, whatever. I am afraid that if I buy the 154 CM with titanium, it's going to get lost in a collection of things that far surpass a 154 Ti handle. I mean, my Griptilian is basically that, but it's not going to take the place of that. So, I mean,
I kind of get where you're coming from. I had a little bit of trepidation. Anyway, I had a few hangups with ordering this guy.
I had some hangups.
Yeah. So it's an S35 VN blade. I've got like a third of my collection in S30 or S35 at this point, something like that. It's G10. It's a triad lock. It's a cold steel. That sure. I have a whole bunch of different that. I have a native. This again, closest comparison in terms of form factor that I have is probably this guy. So why would I carry this and not this? I'm not as afraid to lose this thing. 1, 2, I'm not as afraid to damage it. Again, it's cheaper. And 3, it's actually a little bit more lightweight than most of my other folders. So I have a reason why I would carry and use this as opposed to the native or as opposed to something else similar. But I think I get what you're saying about there being titanium 154 CM and not necessarily enough to make it stand out.
So all y'all didn't know that you were going to get a little mini review of the holdout tonight while we're talking about the Penguin, but later wait, and all of the things. Yes.
I'm just saying,
I get what you're saying.
I can justify this. I can understand why you might have a hard time justifying an upgraded Penguin.
Where does it go? Does it go into the beat up? Do I just beat up the 154 ball bearing TI?
154, you can.
Yeah, for sure.
The ball bearings are not as.
Exactly, right. So
this is probably still one of the cheaper options if you wanted titanium ceramic ball bearings and at least 154 CM or higher grade of steel, right? Like I can't think of too many other options that'll be much cheaper than this.
So Yes, I recommend this knife. Yes, I was happy that this knife was as nice as I wanted it to be, but will I personally own it? Probably not. Now, as someone who doesn't have stupid amounts of options, yeah, I'd recommend this knife to get into a good option for a titanium ball bearing 154 or whatever. If you haven't played that game before, sweet price point, and you'll probably be pretty satisfied with it.
Does this have stupid amounts of options?
Yeah. It's starting to be a stupid amount of options. Yeah.
Shit.
So,
I feel like you're talking me out of buying this knife.
Oh, no.
Rational conversation.
okay, so the reason I have EDC boxes separate from pouches is that just right there is you're separating what that knife is to you and what you can do with it, right? And then that, for me at least, helps curb some of the spending on the unnecessary things that I have the honeymoon phase with. And I should probably revolving door them and part ways, but, some non-competition clauses and things like that prevent me from going wholeheartedly into that type of thing, right? So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Could understand that. See, yeah.
My original reasoning behind buying this one was, hey, I'll upgrade and I'll gift away my my penguin because it's a great knife to give to somebody that's not really a knife guy or doesn't, has kids and doesn't have the disposable income to get himself a knife kind of thing.
That sounds like you're talking about someone specific, but that's fine. That's fine.
Potentially.
Anyway.
First person that's coming to mind, but yeah, I might just buy them one of those instead. It'll save me $100 to just buy them a penguin of their own instead of upgrading.
Well, for me,
if you're looking for that mid-range step up, go, Joe.
Yeah, just dabbling on the idea that this has ceramic ball bearings, and yes, it's a super slick action, but I like this design in kind of a medium to hard use type scenarios where things are going to get a little bit dirty, dusty, grimy. Washers over bearings for me. I don't know. For me, this design really speaks towards a more utilitarian use cases. If you don't own a penguin already and you're debating whether you want a nice one like this, one of the upgraded ones, or... Yeah, I guess it kind of depends on what the rest of your collection looks like. Where
it falls in, right?
Yeah.
Like it's, yeah.
There's nothing new enough or innovative or different enough about this knife compared to the rest of my collection, especially considering I have a penguin with the Blue Jean Micarta, same one I think we all have. Yeah, I don't think I really feel the need to upgrade to this knife. Now, if this was the still same, like, banging price out of the park, what the hell pricing that the original one was, then it might be a bit of a different conversation.
But this kind of is
a pretty damn good price. Yeah,
it is. Bet. If we were talking about our old grading system, this thing would be dabbling between a 9 and a 10. I got to be honest. Like, it's like if we got a half points, I would be happy with giving this a 9.5 if we did half points back in the day, right? I would. Yeah. I would be okay with that.
We've also given high scores on stuff that we wouldn't necessarily buy ourselves too, right? So
yes,
yeah. Objectively, yeah.
Nothing wrong with this knife at all, except for
you're getting a 3 for pocket ergos, you right-handed sons of bitches. Call me trash again. No.
I got it in early. I'm good.
Yeah. So depending on what your collection looks like, yes, this is a fantastic knife. If you're looking for a titanium, if you're looking for ceramic ball bearings instead of stainless steel, if you're looking for 154 cm, which is underrated. Like, honestly, it really is. I think more people should, like, you can still get away with a Delican and Endura for $100 polar bear dollars, give or take, type of thing, but no one looks at 154 cm. Where's the logic? Like, it's, or even BD1. You got a Mannix and BD1, and you got this, that, and the other that people are willing to spend, and no one's even looking at 154 anymore. And I don't think that's right. I think more people should.
It sounded like Joe more and more every day.
Shut your face. It's a budget steal. No, but when we have the options on budget steals on D2s and S30s and 154 CMs, if I'm rooting for a new budget steal, 154 is a great, like,
fuck yeah.
Let's see that get down to $60 and then I'm a happy boy in this world type of idea, right? So
there's a couple of
$1 billion%.
And there's a couple of concept knives we were dabbling on some months ago that were 154 cm, and I was looking at, I'm like, if I can get my hands on those at reasonable prices, which they seem to be coming out at very reasonable prices. Yeah, I don't necessarily need the titanium handles, but
And Kaiser came out with some, like in the Vanguard series, they've got some 154 at very reasonable prices as well, right? So yeah.
I think it was Joe, and I think maybe Dennis dabbled on it too. But the idea that like if you have a couple like decent knives in your collection, but you're thinking about taking that step and like I want to get one that's a little bit fancier handle, something like that. This is a great option, and you're not going to break the bank to get to play with some titanium.
Yeah, again, for the price, I can't think of too many things that directly compete. Like Chinese made, Taiwanese made, or not. I can't. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to be there.
I don't think we've gotten to 6 reviews yet, Fisk. I don't think. I'm just saying in your comments.
Like 3, maybe 4.
Did we talk about a carbon fiber when it came out? I don't know. But enthusiasm-wise, I mean, it's not going to be the same as a budget because this is still probably a budget #1 pick for me. Beats a rat, beats a whatever the fuck else you want to change, bang for your buck. I think the Penguin for me is like the first thing I would recommend, whether you like sheep's foot or not. And I'm sorry if you don't like sheep's foot knives, we can look at some other shit, but come on, hey.
You're allowed to be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not you, the people that don't like sheep's foot, for the record, because sheep's foot blades are awesome.
I got that.
Utilitarian. Like I said, I've been working in the front yard, garden, whatever else type of thing. And for, beating up on, it's a good blade shape. It's not my favorite blade shape, far from, right? So, yeah.
But in situations where you don't need a ton of belly in whatever you're cutting, this is such a good option that seems silly to not at least consider it.
If you're used to using a box cutter all day, this will be a much better upgrade compared to that. With that straight edge, you'll know exactly what to do.
And from my experience, like, how do you guys find the D2 to be in terms of like where you would expect the edge retention to be for D2 normally? For pretty on par, or
me and Paul have talked about this on a couple different occasions. If you go back and watch our old reviews, but the difference between the neck muck and the Penguin, and me and Paul actually have opposite opinions. Firsthand
experiences.
For me, neck muck was a little soft, Penguin was a little hard. Him the other way around. Thought the Penguin was a little soft, the neck muck was a little hard. So thumbs up to consistency. So
there's a bit of variance there, isn't there? Yeah.
It's probably the difference between a 58 and a 60 or something like that. Like, it's not a huge amount of difference.
I don't know. 50 to 60 is a pretty anyway. But that is a pretty acceptable range to be in. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like I'm complaining that it's a 53 or something like that. It's just.
And Ben, we love D2, especially for the price too, but there is a difference between soft D2 and hard D2. And you get up into that 60 and 61, and we could definitely,
There's an argument to be made for soft D2 too, as far as like a knife that you can beat the piss out of.
Yeah, and easily resharpen and strop and just take care of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I imagine that their 154 is going to be within that acceptable tolerance range. I haven't heard too many people complaining about QSP heat treatment through the very, very cursory searches I've done. But
I think I'll score points with Fisk on this one. That says you'll have to hear about people talk about QSP first before you can hear them talk about their heat treatment. So
there's that is true. And like
they're still an under the wire company, and they don't get very much.
No, it's not like Tucson where you had enough people looking at them where people were finding that, the heat treatment on everything except for their S90V seems to be okay.
Tucson had a little more out there design going on too with a lot of their stuff.
You don't say. They had some weird shit. They got some really.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's where they got their notoriety.
Yeah, they've also been around a couple of years longer than QSP as far as like public eye sort of shit too. So.
I just mean people like the weird shit. Look at Spyderco.
Yeah. Well, all right. You guys got any crazy ratings for this?
Hey, man, Mr. Fisk's talking about our shares in Penguin or Penguin in QSP.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Apparently,
we're all corporate shills. Is that what
we're
that is?
shilling for the company. Yeah.
Well, dude, I'll start off.
Any knife you want to give me shares for, just for the record.
I kind of wish, because they make some decent products as far as we've been able to tell, as far as I've seen in my personal experiences. But
I'll start off. I'm gonna rate this 6 polar bears because those penguins don't know what's hit them.
Brutal. Thank you.
I'm just saying.
That's how you get the juice.
Yeah, well, when a polar bear's success rate is what, 1 in 10? Like, if you get 6 polar bears in there, you get some juice. One way or another, you're gonna get some juice.
Don't like that.
One way or another.
Don't want to think about the other. You know what? Because we've got the 2 knives here, I'll rate this the 2 squirrels from the last scoring that I did. They've eaten their way out of the pumpkins, and they're out of the sacks, and they're well on their way home. They're doing good.
That's not a rating. Is it just the squirrels this time? So less than the moat? Is that how you rated it? Like minus the pumpkins in the burlap sack?
The burlap
sacks? Squirrels this time?
No. The burlap sacks and the pumpkins were both acting as restraints on the squirrels. The squirrels are now more free in this instance, so it's actually a better rating this way.
It's a happy ending.
Yeah.
You're rating the knives by squirrel satisfaction is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Yeah.
1,000%. Although I don't want to hear the phrase squirrel satisfaction out of your mouth again for the rest of the night, because that was a bit much.
Hey, man.
I don't want to think about it, Paul. I just don't want to think about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. No, in all honesty, again, kind of quick summary of my thoughts earlier. It's a cool knife. Maybe not for me, but for somebody. And it is a really cool knife. What about you, Paul?
For me, I'm going to go back to my Timbits. This one actually, I was looking around in the box, and I was wrong. There's actually 8 Timbits in this box. So, look at that. It's like a free Timbit.
You scored this knife 1 leftover Timbit? Is that what I'm hearing here?
It's 8 Timbits. It's the 7 from the previous, plus 1.
As if you haven't eaten those other 7 already. Come on, let's be honest here.
52 of them.
Speaking of stuff in the box, I'm just going to throw up the box of this penguin because it actually came with a really nice box. I completely forgot to bring this up.
It is a pretty flashy box.
It is. It's quite a bit nicer than the box that the standard one comes with, which I will throw up now.
I'm pretty sure they borrowed some boxes from Kershaw from 1986 for this.
Man, that red felt lined like black compression foam. It's snappy. It looks kind of nice, and I appreciate the effort. I actually like this sliding box, kind of like cigar boxes open like this, right? I'm not crazy. I prefer this to the old style box where it's just the top cover that comes off.
Yeah, he's crazy, by the way. Cigar boxes don't open like that.
They're not like drawers that slide out?
No, they flippy flappy.
No. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. We'll mock you later.
You can tell how many cigars I smoke. Yeah.
I do like the fact that you can just like have this box in your display of knives and be like, this one today. And it's very easily accessible while still being completely packed up.
That is, we could probably have a whole video where all we do is bitch about the packaging that knives come in. But
Joe could have a whole video.
Well, Dennis, you're the biggest collector out of all of us. I think you'd have more opinions than even I do. But
I could not give a shit what the box looks like. I honestly could care less. Give me the knife.
Well, yeah. But
you can give it to me in a clam pack. If it's a clam pack, I don't give a shit. If it's a nice enough knife.
I'm going to assume it's not a nice knife if it comes to me in a clam pack, though.
I kind of want to see.
Rest in peace, Cold Steel, as Dick Richard would.
Yeah. I kind of want to see, though, a Sabenza shipped to your door in a fucking clamshell.
Nope. in a plastic bag like Tops.
You say,
And then
hey,
they just drop it.
as of last year, Tops has boxes now, okay?
Touche.
Do they actually?
Maybe they were too busy making boxes to be able to produce Tom Brown jackers.
Fuck. Okay, so
got lots of boxes with labels on them, ready to go.
Okay,
just waiting for that sweet 1095.
Okay, so they were complaining about like not having enough 1095 to make knives with.
I don't know if it was 1095. They just said materials. We're waiting for more materials to produce more. It was a vague blanket statement. Could have been screws.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm willing to bet it was either the screws or the handle hardware or the handle material more than the 1095 because. I mean, that's a standard staple. Like every steel mill in the U.S. and Canada make that steel. So,
I want you to know, Joe, that you started this.
Started what?
Give Tim Reeves another 3 years, and your Sebenza will be in a clamshell, hanging on a hook at Walmart.
They're gonna revive the plastic version that CRKT did.
Hell yeah, they are. They're gonna revisit that prototype. You're going to get a spring-loaded plastic frame lock.
Man, there was a period of time where those knives were stupid sought after. That period of time still extends.
No, they weren't.
For collectors, because it was such a failure of a project.
Yeah, that particular knife. But if you're talking about spring-loaded plastic frame locks, we are two different types of collectors, sir.
Is it back up to the history that I don't know?
Wait, really?
CRKT and Chris Reeve almost had a collaboration that went to CRKT, almost made a plastic handled, plastic frame locked.
It went totally tits up, but there were a number of production prototypes that were produced.
Does such a photo exist?
Oh yeah, Shabazz just did a review about the last 2 years about it.
Okay,
2 or 3 years maybe.
So not stopping.
It's still better than a 31.
So this is actually
whose screws are softer.
Do you want me to answer that? Because no, I'm joking.
You have firsthand experience with both, Joe.
Yeah. Okay, this is a really crappy photo. I was hoping this person would upload some. Anyway, this is a very crappy photo. Paul, I'll bring up a better one for all y'all watching.
Sorry. Half serrated.
Yeah.
Damn skippy it is.
Well, they had to. They're using 40.
Like the Chris Reeve serrations, which are awesome.
Yeah, they did these crappy. It's unfortunate too because it's an interesting idea, but
they had an opportunity to put VEF and they didn't.
Got a half.
I'll send it to VEF after I buy one.
I fucking dare you.
Just VEF the whole fucking thing.
Can you VEF this? Yeah, and turn it into a Tanto while you're at it.
Okay, so this was the photo I was looking for. Somebody's got a write up here. But this is the.
Buy a 21 and do it.
I'd have to start a new Instagram page.
There's the lock interface here.
Apparently, my old reground bailout admin is dead.
So question. Yeah. It was a plastic interface that interfaced with the steel blade. And they thought that would work out in some way, shape, or form?
Well, you see, they carburized the plastic.
Just go from incepted concept to finished product with no testing in between.
So there's a long story. I don't think we have enough time to get into it tonight, but
the knife didn't happen. Ultimately,
that's where I'm going with this is they ex-nayed the project because they were not happy with the overall quality.
Who? Sebenza or CRKT?
Oh, CRKT was like, no, this isn't up to our standards.
Have you met CRKT?
Why was that just a fucking question?
Not up to our standards. My God,
that, right there. For your guys' free action.
Oh, God. Well,
also, Mr. Fisk now wants a VEF serrated 21.
So
if someone could make that happen.
A VEF Tonto 21, he says.
Touche.
That's fine.
That's a different beast altogether.
Do an num and be done with it. Come on.
Can you do the VEF, but like the Chris Reeves? Do VEF, but Chris Reeve serrations, so if they alternate.
Yeah, and do it in reverse, so it goes up the blade as opposed to like pointing down.
Is a duvet kind of like a duvet, but like sharper?
It's pointier? More like Duhast, actually.
Oh man, there's a flashback to high school. Anyway.
Yeah. Me too.
High school, you say? Yeah.
That's probably the last time I listened to that song.
Me too.
All right, gentlemen. All right. I think we probably summed it up. We got what we needed to get here. We got the 6th review of the Penguin.
Yep. And it was the twofer, so we could have done a 7th, but we decided enough was enough.
Yeah, well,
are you kidding me? The blue one hasn't come in yet.
I was waiting for you to. Yeah.
Dennis made a good point. We haven't done the carbon fiber one yet either, so we can do that for an 8.
Oh man.
Can we do like a nice round?
I'm pretty sure Blade HQ had a exclusive with JG10.
Can we review the Penguin?
Like its offspring?
No, like the one that I saw that was customized and anodized with little penguins all over the side of it.
No, but that sounds adorable. I didn't know that thing existed.
It was amazing.
You
people are terrible.
It's a penguin.
Like you would care. It's all black and white, Dennis. They're penguins. There's not a splash of color to be found.
It's a little bit of red after that polar bear gets its heads on it. Let me tell you, it's
the next time we do a penguin review, it'll be at the zoo.
I'm actually down for that. That'd be cool.
Is it going to be at the polar bear exhibit?
Are we throwing the knives at the bears?
No, we're throwing the alive penguins, into the polar bear pit, and then we rate them based on how long they last.
If we review a live penguin, Fisk is going to map 21. You don't know how easy that actually is. Like, I'll interview the same penguin. He'll swim away. I'll wait till he comes back just to get a second question on that little son of a bitch. Like, it's.
I really want to see you VEF at 21. So I mean, this might actually happen. That's worth
2023.
That's worth a high ticket price. Oh shit! Hey, announcement.
What's this now?
Well, I mean, after us slagging and bitching about Spyderco not coming out with shit, and then coming out with re-releases of shit, and then they weren't going to have the crewware ready until 2022 or 2023. Hey, they announced that it's actually going to be available. It's shipping, apparently. The crewware with micarta and full steel liners.
It got shipped this week. It sure did. We can end on that note. Conveniently enough, with a crewware micarta Yojimbo that was also an exclusive. So conveniently, they didn't have that one ready before the other one because there would have been a goddamn riot if you made a crewware exclusive of the knife and everyone. Anyway.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Anyway, it's just cool to see that Spyderco's actually getting the shit out the door.
Mr. Fisk wants to see Ed retention.
Oh, we're going to do a long-term review 6 times. Like, seriously.
I think he meant the live penguin.
There goes. How easy could it be to sneak a penguin out of a zoo? That'll be a tough rating.
I got arrested, so I guess 1 penguin at a.
Yeah. There'll be footage. It just won't be ours. Security camera.
It's just you holding up your phone laughing at me as I'm running around getting chased by security.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that note, we should thank our company that we work for to let us be this ridiculous and still talk about knives at the same time.
They keep bringing in new penguins for us to play with.
It's not their fault. It's a penguin takeover. #. So Cutting Edge. Go check them out. They've got all your latest and greatest penguins.
And hey, they got wee motes as well.
They also have a wee mote. If you're looking for a dragonfly-sized flipper.
I gotta tell you, I was like this close to just having the first picture of the wee mote being the wee mote. Sorry, it was very close to happening, but I felt that'd be a bit too distracting.
We're creeping up on a couple different markers.
I never once promised, for the record. Never once. I always said no.
Yeah, we made it happen by other means. It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. Yeah. But yes, other things to thank. Giveaways coming up, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram.
We are slowly but surely inching our way.
Slowly. We'll do another giveaway.
1,000.
It'll be fun. We'll have a good time.
We're like 15 away. And that's not including any like scam accounts and people that are trying to sell me Damascus that, you know, is all the same account, but under different names.
It's Damascus and Artisan Cutlery started following you. Come on, man. They're not spamming. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think they did.
I just want to say, since Instagram instituted that new thing where you can block emails instead of just specific accounts, I get a lot less of those accounts coming around.
Yeah, they don't come back the very next day.
So that's nice. That's a nice feature.
Indeed. You should follow us over there because there's less Damascus sellers.
And also Patreon. Thanks to the few guys that are actually subscribed. Yeah, we're going to have a thank you sooner rather than later. I don't know. Joe makes shit. We'll make him make some shit. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
There's some stuff in the works. There's some things.
And I may have lost 1 or 2 followers on my own personal Instagram, but the Pokey Factor is still being followed decently well. So, there.
Well, and I heard that art can be interpreted in a lot of different ways.
Indeed.
So, let's just leave it at that this evening. It's
excuses.
For art?
For art,
you don't need an excuse for art.
Art just is, Joe. Art just is.
Don't you tell me.
The only guy here who went to ACAD, an art school.
Yeah.
I will tell you what art is.
And I'll politely smile and nod the entire time, just like I did through 4 years of college. That's me.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. Yeah, I guess rounds it out. I am who I am. I'm Dennis Vipers.
I am the Iron Joe.
And I am exile.ca.
Thanks again for joining us for the ridiculousness. Y'all take care.
There were so many things we were going to talk about that we did not talk about that we're just going to talk about next week. It's going to be fun talking about those things.
Maybe we should do shows 2-3 times a week to make up for it.
No.